Why do smart people stay in ambiguous relationships for so long? There is a paradox that few mention. The more deeply a person thinks, the more understanding they have, the more easily they get stuck in an ambiguous relationship. No status, no clear commitment, no confirmed future, but also not cold enough to leave. Why do smart people stay for so long? 1. Because they see potential instead of reality. Ordinary people look at the present. Smart people look at what could happen. They don't just see the person as they are today. They see the society could grow, could be ready, could change version. They think, maybe he just needs more time. Maybe she's afraid of commitment. Maybe the circumstances aren't right yet. But the problem with ambiguous relationships is this: they always give you just enough hope to keep you waiting. 2. Because they tend to analyze instead of leaving. When others feel insecure, they leave. Intelligent people analyze. They ask themselves, am I not communicating enough? Has he been hurt before and is afraid of commitment? Do I need to be more patient? They look for reasonable explanations for the ambiguity, but a right relationship doesn't need too many reasons to exist. It is clear from the beginning. 3. Because they fear missing out on something that might be right. Deep thinkers often have a silent fear of making the wrong decision. They fear that if they leave, what if one day the other person truly changes? They fear they are not forgiving enough. They fear they lack patience, so they stay. Wait a little longer, hope a little more, compromise a little more, until uncertainty becomes a familiar state. 4. Because they believe they are strong enough to endure, they are confident that, I understand the psychology. I am not dependent. I can control my emotions. But emotions do not operate by logic. You may understand why the other person does not commit, but that does not make your heart any less hurt. Understanding does not protect you from exhaustion. 5. Because they are used to taking responsibility themselves. Intelligent people often look at themselves first. They ask, am I not attractive enough? Am I being too demanding? Do I need to improve? Instead of asking, is this person clear enough with me? A prolonged ambiguous relationship is not because you are not good enough, but because the other person is not certain enough. 6. Because ambiguous relationships give them a feeling of almost enough, not completely alone, not completely in a relationship, still receiving messages every night, still having intimate meetings, still hearing words that make the heart flutter. Not enough to build a future, but enough to keep you from leaving. And it is this almost enough that keeps smart people staying longer than they thought. The ultimate truth. Smart people don't stay because they are foolish. They stay because they believe in depth, believe in change, believe in potential. But in love, potential is not a promise. Ambiguity is not a strategy. And waiting is not always noble. An ambiguous relationship doesn't break you down immediately. It erodes you bit by bit, makes you doubt yourself, makes you accustomed to loving under unclear conditions, until you realize you have invested too much in something that was never named. Maybe you are not lacking intelligence. You are just placing your trust in the wrong place. In love, sometimes the bravest thing is not to stay to prove something, but to leave when you realize you deserve clarity. Thank you for listening until the very end. If you have ever been in an ambiguous relationship, leave a comment. Even just one word is fine. So you know you are not alone. And don't forget to hit subscribe to join the channel where we don't avoid the truth in love but learn to see it more clearly every day.